Right now on News 8 at 6, paid in full. A new federal overtime rule could mean a bigger paycheck for workers. Who's affected and why some businesses are worried.
Yeah, it's just too bad that people mess with them and that it kind of ruined the fun look.
Plus, a despicable act, what vandals did to these holiday decorations and how people there are trying to stay positive about it.
Live from WQAD, News 8 at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Julie Sisk in for Denise Hanitka.
And I'm Jim Mertens. Thanks for joining us tonight. Many Quad City workers could soon see more money in their paycheck after December 1st.
That's when new federal overtime laws go into effect. In our top story at 6 tonight, Megan Noe explains why the new rule is also putting a pinch on employers.
St. Ambrose Admissions, isn't it?
Admissions counselors at St. Ambrose University could soon see their paychecks changing.
Okay, excellent. I will let you know if she arrives.
About 30 of SAU's 500 employees will be affected by new overtime requirements starting December 1st.
We know there's going to be overtime now, so we just started to budget overtime for those few departments.
Under the new overtime rule, most salaried employees making less than $47,000 will now be eligible for overtime. That doubles the old overtime threshold of $23,000.
Generally speaking, business is anxious over it. We were really hoping that we'd see that done over a longer period of time to give business a chance to step up and be able to meet that.
In order to accommodate the changes, SAU has raised a few people's salaries. Others are switching to hourly wages, so they'll get time and a half whenever they work more than 40 hours a week.
We've budgeted around $200,000 to account for this difference, and so we'll see how things go this first year. We hope that we've been a little conservative in how we've done that.
A cost that means cuts elsewhere.
We've had to make cuts in other budget lines to come up with that. And I think that's been our biggest challenge.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
With just days left to make adjustments. In Davenport, Megan Noe, WQAD News 8.
There is a chance the new overtime requirements could change again in the upcoming year once the Trump administration takes the office.
The man accused of killing 2 Iowa police officers allegedly sent a note to one of the departments praising officers for their service and calling them absolute heroes. In an online compliment form to the Urbandale Police Department, Scott Green said he loved police for keeping the community safe and apologized for his prior run-ins with officers. 4 days later, police say Green shot and killed Urbandale police officer Justin Martin and Des Moines Police Sergeant Anthony Beminio in an ambush-style attack. Green's next court appearance is scheduled for December.
Clinton, Iowa police are searching for a man they say robbed a Shell Gas Express. They released this video today. Police say around 10 a.m. on Sunday, this man came into the store and assaulted the clerk, making off with an undetermined amount of money. Anyone with information is asked to call the Clinton Police Department. Davenport police continue to search for a man who robbed a Walgreens last night on the 1600 block of West Locust Street. Here's a picture of the suspect. You can see there, police say the suspect stormed into the store, pulled out a handgun, demanded oxycodone from the pharmacy, and then fled with the medication. No one was hurt during the robbery. And another robbery in Davenport, this one around noon today. Police say a person entered Vibrant Credit Union on the 3800 block of Brady Street. The suspect told employees that they had a weapon and then stole an undisclosed amount of cash before fleeing. Anyone with information is asked to contact Davenport Police Department.
A holiday decoration gone terribly wrong. Wapello, Iowa, decorated with about a dozen hay bale minions from the movie Despicable Me. Well, News 8's Elizabeth Wattis now tells us why there's only one left standing.
So it just added a flair of fun, people smiling, people laughing.
Just try looking at this waving hay bale without smiling. An effort to bring a little cheer and chatter into downtown Wapello, Iowa.
It was just really fun to drive downtown and see the Minions, and it put a smile on everybody's face.
Originally, the Minion crew rolled about 12 deep, but now...
well, you missed the best part.
This little guy is the last man standing.
I've never heard of burning minions, so hopefully that's the last time I hear of burning minions.
Yep, a couple of them went up in flames.
Wapello police say the first Minion blaze happened at the end of October.
You know, some people around town that evidently didn't respect them and wanted to light them on fire.
But unfortunately, we have these hooligans that want to come out of nowhere and do things like lighting a minion on fire.
The next one hit the dust late last Tuesday.
It's just crazy.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
They just got rid of them so that nothing too awful happened downtown.
Local business owners say there are just about 10 left, now hiding somewhere safe around town in a minion protection program of sorts.
Yeah, it's just too bad that people mess with them and that it kind of ruined the fun look that Wapello had when you came downtown.
It's a wound that's still burning on this town, but luckily, Wapello has tougher skin than those poor minions.
Come check it out for yourself and focus on the positives, not the burning minions.
In Wapello, Iowa, Elizabeth Wattis, WQAD News 8.
A Wapello man was arrested early Tuesday in connection with the first minion burn. He's being charged with a felony, arson, and third-degree criminal mischief.
Forget fall. Today's wind is bringing a chill of winter to the area.
And it's all Chief Meteorologist James Zahara's fault.
I knew that was coming.
I'm into the blame game these days.
I've been telling you all this whole week that we're going to be seeing that change. Season's coldest, no question about it, taking over, folks. After starting off with temperatures in the 60s, in fact, they were in the 60s as late as lunchtime. You can see how temperatures have already dropped around the upper 30s, but plenty of lower 40s across the board. And we'll expect these temperatures to continue to fall as we go through the overnight hours. Likely by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll be seeing those numbers on average around 32 degrees. But hey, if you've been outside, you know there's some wind out there, and it's been a cold one at that. Check out how cold those wind chills will be by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, likely around the low to mid 20s, and that will be very common, all because of these winds that will be gusting over 40 miles an hour in spots. So that is why we have the wind advisory all the way to 6 a.m. After 6 a.m., we'll be under advisory levels, but still it's going to be pretty cold come tomorrow morning, especially for the Festival of Trees Parade, where we're looking at those temperatures in the 30s. Wind chills will remain in the 20s, all because those winds could be gusting near 30 miles an hour, and that may have an impact on high-profile balloons that you see out there, even some of the bands that may be performing come tomorrow morning. But the good news is the parade is still on, folks, and we'll break down those temperatures for the rest of the weekend going into Thanksgiving week coming up in just a few minutes. Jim.
All right, thank you, James. Well, with the temperatures starting to plunge, there is concern about helping the homeless throughout the area, including at King's Harvest.
The Davenport shelter had to close after tornado damage in October. News 8's John David shows us why a caring community is helping it to bounce back.
I missed you so much. Hugs and happiness at King's Harvest on Friday.
Yeah, you can go.
Thanksgiving arrives early this year. Volunteers from Deere and Company pausing to pray.
Would you like any dessert, ice cream?
Operating again for just a week. Brian Keel returning for lunch.
There's a lot of families that don't have the finances for food.
Tornado damage ripping off a new roof and forcing it to close on October 6th.
They asked me to vacuum and then bleach the walls.
Dozens of volunteers pitching in with hands-on work to save the shelter.
How you doing, sir?
The shelter will reopen on December 1st, but work on the building continues. After the damage, there will be some changes.
We usually have the women on second floor and the men on first floor. They both will be on first floor, but in separate areas.
Inside the kitchen, it's business as usual. That's good news for volunteers like Kara Shin.
To help the people that are less fortunate out there, make sure that everybody gets fed.
King's Harvest normally serves meals for more than 100 guests. Its role in the community continues to grow.
The people out there tell us they've really missed us. It's very important, not only because of the meals we offer, the fellowship.
Thanks to volunteer support, it will be able to continue this winter.
I'm thankful they did that.
Have a good day. Enjoy your meal.
Thanksgiving gratitude at King's Harvest. In Davenport, John David, WQAD News 8.
Thank you, John. King's Harvest had to postpone its turkey distribution because of the damage, but it will offer an early Thanksgiving at noon on Wednesday, November 23rd. That's at 824 West 3rd Street in Davenport. Well, the windy conditions could play a big role when the Festival of Trees Parade kicks off tomorrow morning.
And News 8's Jessica Dedita is live in Davenport with the latest information on the parade schedule and how the weather might impact the annual holiday kickoff. Jessica?
Yeah, Jim, everybody's wondering if the parade is still on, and the good news is that it is, but the bad news is you won't see the typical activities that you see on the parade every year. Organizers had to cancel the big character balloons that you see because of the high winds, and 2 marching bands have actually decided not to play in the parade because of how cold it's going to be. So we're still trying to hear back to see from if 2 other schools are going to be playing in the parade, but the good news is we're also not battling the snow that we dealt with last year that canceled the parade completely. So we're just trying to deal with these winds right now, and the parade will kick off tomorrow at 9:45 in the morning, so be sure to bundle up, and the Festival of Trees will continue through November 27th. Reporting live in Davenport, Jessica Dedita, WQAD News 8.
Thank you, Jessica. The community of Biggsville is still trying to get water service back to normal. Yesterday, a water main break caused the town's water tower to drain. Mayor says that after several hours of waiting, water service was restored about 5 a.m. this morning. The entire town is now under a boil order until at least Tuesday. Biggsville has about 400 residents. Still ahead on News 8 at 6, serving their community.
How Davenport police are working to build relationships with a Thanksgiving celebration. We'll show you the annual tradition.
Plus, turkey bowling. How you could get a chance to play this wacky game with some of the crew from WQAD. That's just ahead on News 8 at 6.
You're watching WQAD News 8 at 6 with Jim Mertens and Denise Anitka.